Okay, so what this is I'm going to do a series of videos, and this video that's playing now, but without sound, I will be posting this video tomorrow on and make it public. And this is the first of several videos I'm going to do on how to file a case in the Philippines and what's necessary. So this is the NBI headquarters here in the background, and this is one of their banners, and then towards a little bit further down there's a placard that is pretty self-explanatory as to how the procedure works, but I will give you in-depth details of the placard itself, and then I will. It's really, I think it's towards the end. I could be wrong. This could be a different version of the video. Yeah, this is a different version. So what I did was whilst I was in the city and doing documentation of different things, I stopped by the office and discussed the proper procedure on this piece of information, or on the pieces of information that are necessary. So I have the video, which is definitely going to be loaded at about, I think I'll load it in American time at about 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or I might not. Maybe I'll load it in. I'll make it public in the morning. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to my channel. I started the live stream a little bit early because I did, and then we're going to talk about. I have a list of things that I wish to talk about today, and let's go here. I want to just give me a moment to see what's going on the screen, because I don't have the biggest computer in the world yet. Warren did say he's going to try to get that computer to me soon. So we don't have anybody actually in the chat, but we have a few people watching, and it's not quite 10 p.m. yet. You have another 2 minutes, and in 2 minutes I'll start my dissertation on how to file a case in the Philippines, whether it's on your island or not. I'll give you two different methods to do so. And I think if the series works out well, I will go to the people that are in charge of things. And just to clarify, I'm not a police officer or an expert on this, but I did go over everything that I discussed in that video I just showed you with the authorities, and they agreed that that procedure that I discussed in the video that's going to be up in like, say, 12 hours from now, they agreed that the procedural methodologies that I described are accurate. So, and it's legal to at least discuss how to file a case. Now talking about any individual case, of course, is not going to be possible. But it is an interesting, a very interesting, the entire process has been interesting. Not only that, I met some really, really cool people during the course of the process. I have dinner plans to go out with one group of people and they are now they had to go to a different place to do work for Thursday and Friday. They move around the Philippines, so those people I'll be going probably either lunch on next weekend or dinner one night during the week or dinner next weekend. So that's a group of about multiple people, and I thought that was really cool to be able to see. One thing I want to share with you about living in the Philippines is there are the people that do the work and that I have been getting acquainted with over the last, actually, you know what? It's tomorrow will be 6 years. It'll be my sixth year anniversary of living in the Philippines. Now, I actually got to the Philippines today, but I got here in the afternoon and I slept until tomorrow. So tomorrow will be my first full day in the Philippines. And can you guys hear me? Can you see me? Can you see me? Let's see if we have we have the sound on. Yep. Okay. Tomorrow will be my first full day in the Philippines. So that's going to be a kind of a celebration. And also, that we're going to try to get Warren, the Ranker General, on tomorrow, because I got a message this morning. Hello, Thomas. Welcome to the machine. Thank you. Thomas. Thomas is a Patreon member. Thank you for stopping by, Thomas. So we're going to do I got a message from Warren. I got it at 3 o'clock this morning. My town gave me a notice, and I said, "Who's Skyping me at 3 o'clock in the morning?" It was Warren, and he said that he's going to be out of the ICU for his 50th birthday. Fellow traveler, would that mean that you are a master mason or just travel around the Philippines? Thank you for stopping by. So Warren's 50th birthday is tomorrow. So I really hope that a lot of people can stop by, and I hope to have Warren on. So whether Warren is not, I would like everybody to stop by and wish him a happy birthday, so that if he does get on, then you'll be able to wish him a happy birthday in person, or at least in the comments section while we have him on Skype. And if he doesn't get on, we'll have a video of a happy birthday for Warren H. from his friends on YouTube, which there are many. So that's one thing that I'm really hoping for tomorrow, that Warren's prediction that he'll be out of the ICU for his 50th birthday, so that he can possibly communicate with us somehow through Skype. I think that would be nice. So that's my plan for tomorrow. I have some other notes for tomorrow, and I want to discuss something. I keep the reason I make notes, and I have been condemned for making notes. Go figure. So I would like to tell you that successful people in life, successful people have, look, see what I did this week? Look, I bought 10 of these little notebooks. Okay. Now, none of them, these are all new. I haven't, but one is for what I have to do. One is for what I have to do in Cebu. One is for what I have to do in Cebu. And one is for what I have to do in Bohol. One is for what I have to purchase in regards to foods. Sin Simo Travel Vlogs. Welcome to the machine, Sin Simo. Hello, Mr. Fazio. God bless Warren. I miss him too. Yeah. Get to speak. I've only spoken with Warren for an hour this year. Thank you, Sin Simo Travel Vlogs. Warren does watch the live streams when he does have. He has to what he calls escape from the ICU unit. So at I guess it was 6 or 7 o'clock his time about 5 days ago, he escaped from the ICU unit and called me on Skype, and we got to talk. And while we were talking on Skype, the nurse, it was a female nurse, came in and said, "You have to go back to the ICU, sir." Warren goes, I'm getting arrested. He goes, it's like jail in there. There's nothing to do in the ICU. That you're not allowed to have electronics, not allowed to have a cell phone, not allowed to have a tablet, and there's no Wi-Fi or there's nothing. You just, there's some so there's minimal television. Warren is really in an isolated in ICU. My dad was in ICU. I remember it's just a bunch of gadgets keeping people alive. I don't know if Warren's in a room with anybody else. I didn't ask him. But digressing back to notes, I make notes about everything because I'm a man, a real man, by the way, that does during the course of a day. One time Daisy and I figured this, that during the course of a day, while we were working on preparation for digging holes for the hotel or fixing my tools or equipment, during the course of the day, and this is probably common knowledge for most intelligent people, but during the course of the day, you make about, I would say, as a contractor, I would make 10,000 decisions during the course of a day. Now, that's not an unreasonable amount of money, or an unreasonable amount of decisions to make for a man that has 8 or 10 people working for him. That's just a reasonable amount of decisions. You have to decide if you want the wood over there, and if you want the wood crown up or crown down, because you might want the wood crown down, but you have to remember to remind the men to make the wood crown up or crown down too. Then does it matter if there's a crown on one end of the board and it's crown up, and on the other end of the board it's crown down because it's the center board out of the tree? You have to tell the men to separate those boards. So now you have to tell 2 men to make a decision during the course of the day. But then, where do you want the wood? And I would have to, then you're going to need to get a ruler. That's a decision. And you need to measure from the wall or the fence line. That's another decision. Because in my head, I know I have posts going in for the deck, or have another load of lumber coming for the benches, or another load of lumber coming for the substructure. Because first the decking would come, and I'd get that routed, and then I'd bring in the substructure and the post material, and the bolts would be coming on a different truck. And when I say bolts, I'm talking about sometimes 500 bolts, sometimes 2,000 bolts. Sometimes I'd buy bolts by the keg. So then I would have to do another decision. Do I buy a keg of 1/2-inch bolts with washers, or do I get deck bolts, which have a head on them about that big? And then I have to remember where they're going. If they're going underwater, well, you probably want to get deck bolts with deck bolts with the big head, because then they don't stick out when a boat or a raft or something comes up against the dock. But the average person makes tens of thousands of decisions during a week. But if you're a busy person, you make 10,000 decisions a day. So as far as notes are, whether or not I should be taking notes. Lawyers take notes. Other people make notes what they're going to buy at the store. People make notes about what they want to talk about on their videos. People make notes about what other people talked about on their videos so that they could rebuttal. So taking notes is a perfectly valid way of existing in life. So we're going to quash that concept that you shouldn't take notes. Well, you person wants to take notes. That's his or her prerogative. I think everybody takes notes, everybody. So you should take note that people take notes and stop, telling people that they shouldn't take notes, because I think people that took notes and are complaining about taking notes are taking notes, and they take notes so that they can remember to complain about taking notes. That's what I think. I think that a lot. So, let's see, what else did so taking notes, if you have a bad memory, or if you are going to do a lot of things, taking notes is a very intelligent thing. And the easiest way, like I said, is to keep track of this stuff, is to get, you can get different colored books, but when I went, they only had yellow and white. And then you just put the name on the book. And then I have one book for ICM Mall, one book for BQ Mall, one book for the city in general. So for instance, yesterday, just to give you an idea of what I did yesterday, part of what I did yesterday, okay, so I got up at 5 o'clock in the morning, my normal time, took a bath, had breakfast, made coffee, and I had to transfer some files from one place to another. Then I had to get dressed, and I decided I walked up the road like 2 kilometers from Alona Beach up towards the pool room up there. I walked about twice the distance from Alona to Pizza. That's 1 kilometer. And I walked another kilometer, or maybe a little bit more, just for some exercise. Good morning, Jack Thompson. Okay, so here, guys. Good morning, Jack Thompson. Okay, so here is an example of what I said. Now, with 18,000 subscribers, and at any time, anywhere from 6 to 25 people watching, somebody is going to understand what I'm saying. And anybody that's a contractor, and I've been a contractor since, licensed legal contractor since the age of 21. I think I got my first contractor's license in New York City, Michael Fazio Construction. Legal, like a licensed general contractor. Anybody that's a contractor keeps notebooks up the yin yang. They keep them in their truck. They got them in their work box. They got paper. Every contractor always carries a pencil, or what is known in the Philippines as a lapis, a pencil. And Jack Thompson is here. John Escape, welcome to the machine. I owe you an apology, John Escape. I did not even know that you were on my last live stream. I really did not even see your, plus I allowed myself, I'm going to get to Jack Thompson's comment in a moment. I allowed myself and my live stream to be taken over by a professional troll. Now, whether that gentleman thinks he's a troll or not, he is a troll. And why I say that is because what trolls do is they come onto a person's live stream in the chat window, and they put up a comment and another comment and another comment and another. And before you know it, the host of the live stream is off topic altogether and only bantering back and forth between the commenter. But the commenter was going off topic to my live stream. And I said, look, I blocked him. Okay, let's make it perfectly clear. And I left a message in my last live stream in the comment section after the stream ended, why I blocked the gentleman that I blocked and who I blocked. So that's in the comment section of my last live stream. I allowed myself, and everybody else is allowing themselves to have this particular gentleman take over their live streams, and he does it to everybody. He's a very smooth operator, way better than Heminger is just throwing up you know, a lot of stuff at the wall and hoping something sticks. This guy makes sense when he makes a comment, but it's off. It's out of the. He's changing the content of the live stream to his purview or his venue. He wants to take over control. And I said, look, you got to stop. Or make comments. And here's the problem. And I'm going to talk about this guy just for another minute, and that's it. I said, you're welcome to make the comments that you want. Just keep it clean and do not mention names or channels on my live streams. Do not do that. That's what I said. I didn't say it like that. So now I said, but I'm not going to read your comments. I'm going to go on with my notes. And so a lot of comments appear on the screen from this gentleman. And then he mentioned names. He literally mentioned the names of a channel. And I think it was a person, show who that was, but he actually physically wrote it down. And I just happened to scroll down because I saw so many notes appearing on the sidebar. I just happened to scroll down and I said, what? Didn't I just tell you? And I pushed the delete button, number one. Number two, I went first straight to his channel, number one, and then I deleted the comment and blocked him all in one swift move. So if you're on one of my wrenches, and whether or not you got a message that I'm having a live stream today, if someone mentions someone else's name and they're not here to defend themselves, or whether I want them to even defend themselves or not, do not allow people to make comments about other people's channels or names of other people. It's not fair that the other people aren't there to defend themselves, nor do I want to devote my live stream to the rebuttaling and bantering back and forth with someone I don't want to talk about or someone that I don't need to talk to. So when that gentleman did exactly what I said, do not do. Now, I'm not that kind of guy. I tell you not to do something and you don't have to do it. Now, I'm not your boss. I don't pay you a salary, but this is my live stream. Those are my rules. And those are the rules of a lot of people's live streams. So I can't make you not comment. It's free world. But what I can do is block you from commenting. And that's what I did. So for anybody that thinks that I'm being unreasonable or I'm not being generous enough with my time, I don't owe anybody any of my time, except the people who donate to my channel and are my Patreon members and people that send me private donations. That's the only people I feel justified that I owe them something. And each and every one of those people, I have a direct line to through Skype or email and or the telephone. So I'll go back to Jack Thompson's comment now. So, and I have a direct contact I have 18,000 subscribers. I have just under or maybe over at this point 9 million views in 7 years. I have probably contacts with, to be honest, I think I have contacts on a regular basis over the course of a year with about 300 people. I would say 300 would be a reasonable peak. I have 75 friends on Skype that have followed me since my first video back in 2010. And then I have several dozen Patreon members who are owed a phone call as part of the agreement to be in Patreon anytime they want at the $10 or above level. And everybody here, John Escape is a Patreon member. Jack Thompson is a Patreon. Jack Thompson is my friend. Paige High, another gentleman that I owe a phone call to or a Skype session to, Paige High, has been following me since the beginning, and a very generous donated in Super Chat. So let me get back to Jack Thompson. Paige, now Paige High is an actual doctor. So Paige, to bring you up to speed, that's where I'll do up to speed, Paige. I'm talking about people that are professional and make a lot of decisions during the course of a day. Take notes. Now, I also have another front. Daisy used to like to drink tea, so Daisy used to drink tea. We used tea bags for the notes. We just staple like 50 tea bags together, and that was like Daisy liked to make our own little notebooks. But Daisy's not here, and I don't drink tea. So professional people take notes. Lawyers take notes. Doctors take notes. Contractors take notes. I take notes. Video creators take notes. TV producers make notes. Movie producers take notes, make notes. Police officers, they take notes. The court system, they take notes. They have a stenographer. The judge takes notes on a piece of paper separate from the stenographer and then puts those down as sidebar notes, I think they're called. The prosecutor in a case takes notes of things. Everybody takes notes in this. Every professional person in this world, every successful people, you could even go so far as to put down as taking notes and jotting down thoughts immediately after you get the thought. You don't say, I'll write that down later, because fleeting thoughts occur during the entire course of the day. Something you deem way important. Something you deem way important. You need to make the note immediately. And concurs, Jack Thompson is concurring. As soon as I get in my truck, every morning, I start taking notes. You'd be a fool not to! Because you might know that you need a box of 6-penny galvanized finishing nails, some insignificant part of the 3,000 different types of supplies that you have on a construction job. And you were looking yesterday and there was only a pound of 6-penny galvanized. Now you know you're going to be putting up some sort of trim, okay? And that's pretty much what it's for, the trim nails. And you need those nails. And then you'll go to the hardware store and the lumberyard and you'll forget those nails, and you'll come back and come back the next day and re-nail it. So now you're doing the job twice. That's right, Jack. Thank you for the comment. John Escape. All right, so this fellow traveler guy, all right, so we're not, welcome to the machine. Don't get out of hand there, buddy. I'm gonna go to your channel right now. I've had it with trolls, and I can almost guarantee you that traveler doesn't have a lot of subscribers. So let's see, who is he subscribed to? Not me. Not even me. That's amazing. All right, well, he's here. All right, we'll get back to the live stream. John Escape, welcome to the machine. Happy birthday to Warren, and may God always be on your side. John Escape is saying happy birthday to Warren H. Hello, Mr. Fazio. John Escape is concurring. It's okay. We all love you. Thank you, John Escape. Page High. Page High. Now, this is you. His name is Page High, but he is Dr. Page High. So he's not the average YouTuber. And I always give him reverence that he took the time to come to my channel. Now, I can tell you that there are multiple doctors and several dozen police officers or detectives or agents, including local police department and everybody else. They all watch my videos. So Page High is a doctor, and now Page High says, it's funny because the first time I saw this guy, I knew he was a genius. So he'd be talking about me, I'm pretty sure. Because aside from my antics and comedy that I do well, and aside from being able to take on a different persona instantly, like Rabbi Chewbacca or the the wanker general in case he's out, I do a lot of things well. And one thing that I do well is learn how to do different personas. Now, I've been evaluated by multiple psychologists over the course of the year. When I took the test to be a Monroe County police officer, I took the test to be a Florida Marine Patrol agent, and I took the test to be a Florida State Trooper. And for those testings, I had to go through a psychological evaluation, and I aced all of that stuff. It's not hard. You just act intelligent. In fact, I aced all three of the exams, but I only wanted to be a Marine Patrol agent because I could keep the boat in back of my house. So the other two jobs, I just put an application in just for the heck of it, and I didn't go through it. So Page High says, it's funny because the first time I saw this guy, I knew he was a genius. Then Page High says, I put this guy up against any formal PhD. Me. Being Page High is talking about microphone, having a conversation with any formal PhD. And as Page High is a doctor, he would say that I am psychiatrically or sound mind and sound body, that no psychiatrist or PhD would ever come to any other conclusion other than that I have special skills and I am way beyond the average IQ. And that can be proven in any one of a series of tests, plus my 11 federal and state licenses, that they would just come to the conclusion that Michael Fazio is very smart and he has the ability to put on a show and he can change his persona just like any movie actor or television personality or newscaster or any professional person that has to change from one character to another is what I do, and that's what I do well. So now this series of videos, because it involves the NBI and the process to file a case in the country of the Philippines, I will have to tone down slightly, not completely, tone down my antics. But I'm going to tell you something. They're not going to stop. I'm going to incorporate some of those antics into my vlog. I have 18,000 subscribers. I have these people that follow me because they like what I do. Now, I got to tell you, I probably wouldn't be able to bust out the DOD while I'm making a vlog on how to perform an NBI investigation or a local police investigation. Probably. Now, when I say probably, I only mean probably. I don't mean it might not happen. It will never happen. I don't mean it'll never happen. It might not happen, but I don't mean it'll never happen. Anything is possible here on the bottom of the flat earth. So, Page High, thank you. I'd put this guy up against any formal PhD. So, thank you, Page High. And he's a doctor now, and he's followed me since day one. I don't know. I remember his name for years back, Page High. Never talked to him on the phone, but I would like to, if he'd like to send me his number on one of my old videos. And he, as a doctor, he probably doesn't have a lot of time, but there are lots of people that watch my show that are either doctors and or police officers, detectives. Now some of the local Philippines authorities watch my show, and I'm not going to change not much about what I do in a venue that's supposed to be serious. So this video is serious because tomorrow I'm going to go through a step-by-step how to create an investigation against someone on your island or someone on a different island. I'm going to tell you how to do it. I'm going to go through one step at a time. I'm going to tell you the pitfalls of going through it, and there can be some pitfalls. And what I mean pitfalls is that once you believe you have evidence in a case, that's just your opinion that you have evidence. The evidence is only seen as evidence once the professional people involved review the evidence, and then once they say it's evidence, then it becomes evidence. But your views, your viewpoints, your opinions, they don't count for anything in a court of law. They don't count for nothing at all. In fact, you're not even allowed to voice your opinion, unless you are asked for it. So you can offer your opinion. Usually they'll listen to you, but opinions, no. Evidence, that's right. And it depends on what your evidence is. So tomorrow I'm going to go through that whole process. So now we're back. John Escape, Sin Simo Travel Vlogs. If you argue with idiots, you will argue a lifetime. So, and what we're talking about is the basically rebuttaling. And if I had no brains at all, none whatsoever, I would go back and forth with probably 4 or 5 people back and forth. If I cared about the person I blocked yesterday, if I cared about his opinion so much, I don't care about his opinion. So I won't argue. As the ability and argue is pointless with that fellow. There is nothing that you're going to say. He's already made up his mind and chosen his path in life. Okay? So to argue with him until he sees a different way, I will not do that. I will not do that. And I will not allow him to come on my channel and take over my chat window. And he's done it. I've watched him do it 3 different times, 3 different occasions. He's done exactly that. So that would be stupid to argue. Now, he's not an idiot like Sin Simo Travel Blogs is talking about. So we're talking about he's not an idiot. In fact, he's very intelligent, but he has an agenda. And his agenda and my agenda are 2 different agendas. So I'm not going to argue with him about his agenda. He's not part of my agenda. He's not part of my life. He's not part of anything I have to do tomorrow or the next day. He's never going to be part of anything that I have to do tomorrow or the next day. Also, I will tell you one other thing about the gentleman that in question is that he made certain statements that he did certain things. So I asked for specific pieces of evidence to prove that he did those things. And he gave me different things. I asked him for video evidence of specific events. And he gave me pictures of him in a pool with another person. Well, I asked him for videos of construction. He may have those. He may be storing them and he may throw them up in my face one day, but he's not, because he's been asked for those pieces of video evidence for now going on 10 days. And as far as I know, the video evidence has never appeared. Video evidence of doing construction on a certain person's house, and instead going back 4 or 5 years ago, and instead he throws up pictures of an undeterminable date of him in a pool with a person or the person in question. Those are 2 different things. So if I went, I'll give you an example. If I went to the NBI or the local police station and they said, Mr. Fazio, do you have video evidence of this statement and these charges? Do you have video evidence, Mr. Fazio? And I would say yes. And they said, let me see the video evidence. And then let's say, and then I said, I'll be back in an hour. And I come back in an hour, and I come back in an hour with 3 pictures. Pictures, not videos. They're gonna say, Mr. Fazio, we asked you for video evidence of the event. Yes, sir. Here's 3 pictures. I requested, and he's not responsible to respond for my request. I requested video evidence of something he has stated several hundred times in the last 10 days, that he performed construction work on a particular person's house. And I asked for video evidence of that. And he posted 3 pictures. That's 2 different things. And then at the bottom of the pictures, he says, here's the proof that everybody's been looking for. Now, Sinsimo Travel Blogs just happens to be one of the people that agrees with me on this topic. And if you're still there, without mentioning anybody's name, Sinsimo Travel Blogs and I and one other person, I think it was Baggy Eye, said, where is the evidence? And now he has 3 pictures on his page. That's not evidence. That's not the video evidence. And it's the same thing with the barangay, and then the local PNP, and then eventually, if the person is on a different island, the NBI. It would be the same thing with the FBI or a detective agency in America. They ask you for a specific piece of proof if you, and this is what we want, sir. We want you to we want you to prove your statement. How are you going to do it? So I'm going to do it with videos. Okay, may we see the 3 or 4 or 5 videos in question? Yes, sir. I have them. And then tomorrow I come back and I show him 3 pictures. Where's the videos? This is the proof, sir. No, sir. You said you had videos. No, sir. These pictures prove what I'm saying. Mr. Fazio, will you please leave this and go get the videos? They're not going to allow that. They are the people in charge now. So they are the people that are allowing you to make a claim now and allowing you to back up your claim. So please, so when I blocked the gentleman and he threw up three pictures from an undetermined date, and I wanted video evidence from 3 to 5 years ago, where is it? So that you can't do that. So talk about Baggy Eyes, and he appears. I don't know who you are though. Big. All right. So we're not gonna mention anybody's name on here. Baggy Eyes, no names mentioned. No names mentioned, but thanks for stopping by. I didn't block you. I just removed any mention of any names. I'm not giving anybody any credit or discredit. I'm not bringing people to other people's trust to concur or to deny my claims. What I say is true. Everybody here knows me long enough. No names. I want my wrenches to immediately remove anybody's name. Okay. And that's why I said Baggy Eyes is here, but I don't know who Baggy Eyes is or what his real agenda is. I know he always makes intelligent comments, but then he just did something really stupid. So one more on this date or any other given date and any time in the future, and I will boot you from the channel. No names. I don't mention people's names. I never mention people's names, and no one else is allowed to mention people's names. So Baggy Eyes, you go out, start a channel, put up, you have nothing on your channel. You have nothing. Although you make intelligent comments, and you may not be a professional troll, you have no content, you have nothing to say, you have no face, you have no video of who you are, what you've done in your life, and you're allowed to comment on my page, but you already know that there are no names mentioned on my page, and you just broke one of my rules. Don't do it again. I don't understand you people. All righty. So anybody who has a wrench, they see somebody, just dump them. Even if you want to go to their channel and block them, we'll let Baggy Eye stay here for a while. But he does it again, just go. I will go to his channel and delete them. Okay, so we're up to Sin Simo Travel Blogs. Paige, hi, thank you. If you're still with us, please, thank you for the thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. And thank you for being my friend for all these years. John Escape with a big super chat. Big one. Thank you very much, John Escape. That's one of the big super chats I got this year. But I have to tell you, with that, John Escape is a very high level member of my Patreon community and has been for several months. So we're going to sing for John Escape. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, John Escape. Salamat. And by the way, as everybody knows, Daisy gets a proportion of my income. So tomorrow, not today, tomorrow I'm going to be doing a vlog. And at some point, maybe either in the live stream or on a following day, I'm going to do a live stream for people that want to help pay for my travel expenses back and forth to the bottom of the flat earth, but not today. No. So I think that, travel expenses and some love towards the travel expenses would be, reasonable. So we're going to put John Escape's $1.49 as the first dollar made towards travel expenses, but we're not going to do a travel expense live stream because in order to do a proper travel expense live stream, got to bang the pot to make a lot. And the pot is back up there. So unless I get a specific request to bet a pot, today's not the day. So John Escape, thank you for the birthday cake for Warren. Have a piece. I will. Thank you, John Escape. Very nice. I could try to. You know what I could do? I could try to call Warren again. Let me open up my Skype. Okay, so we have this Daddy Rope. Okay, we have a troll, Daddy Rope. Daddy Rope, you need to go create a new channel. You need to go create a new channel because I'm going to your channel right now, immediately to your channel, Daddy Rope, talking about me being a pathetic. Look at the comment. I'll read the comment. Daddy Rope says, Michael Fazio, genius, 11 professional licenses, relegated to being a professional beggar and running your even more pathetic minions who look to you as their leader. Impressive. Daddy Rope. I am a YouTube personality, and I'll answer that. I'll respond to that stupid statement you make. Number one, YouTube was created for genius like myself, or geniuses like myself, or people with genius. YouTube was created for professional entertainers and or personas. YouTube was created to allow people to express themselves and make money. Google then even enhanced money-making ability with super chat and super stickers. So Google and YouTube were created for professional geniuses like myself. Okay, so that being said, because I do what I do well, I have a Patreon account. I have people that donate money privately, no names mentioned. I have people that offer money, and I turn that down. But if they all have the ability to send me money, but then I have people that say, Mike, do you need money? And I say, no. So And one more thing, Daddy Rope, you piece of insignificant YouTube troll garbage. I have lived today 6 years in the Philippines. Super chat and super stickers and AdSense, that only just happened recently. What did I live on before that, you mental midget? What did I live on before I moved to the Philippines? Let me tell you something, Daddy Rope. You Page High probably could, but you and 99.9% of my subscribers couldn't pay my mortgage, let alone the mortgage, the insurance, and the taxes on just one of my 3 properties in the Florida Keys. 99.9%, I'll say it again, of all the people on my 18,000, my mortgage. So to tell you what my mortgage was, it was $4,000 a month, plus taxes, plus insurance. So my mortgage for the year after Hurricane, I forgot the name of the hurricane, in 2005, my mortgage was $7,000 a month for my taxes and my insurance. That was just my house bills. That was not for the trucks and the cars and the boats and all the other things. So listen to me, Daddy Rope. You are a worthless troll on YouTube who made an absolutely egregious statement out of your ignorance, and you couldn't possibly pay the bills that I paid in my life. Because I know that, because anybody that could would never make a statement like that. You might be living in the Philippines. You could be living in a house in Kentucky. You could be living in a house in Alaska. You could be anybody. You don't have any, and I'm going to block you, but I'm telling you why I'm going to block you. I'm going to block you because any successful person, and could go back to my 6,000 videos now, 2,000 or 3,000 public videos. Any successful person could go back and see I own barges, cranes, tugboats, brand new Cobra Mustangs, brand new 428B backhoes, pile driving units on the land, pile driving units on the ocean. Numerous properties all over the Florida Keys, and I have other properties still. So just to clear that up, because I know where you are. I know where your mind is at. I know what you are. You are a person who has not been successful in life, a worthless YouTube troll. Possibly you might be inebriated, you might be on drugs. Who knows what your mental capacity is right now at this very minute, but what you are, certainly jealous of success, because I am successful in everything that I do. And then you come on here with 5 or 6 lies in one paragraph, and you try to demean my entire life's accomplishments in one paragraph. You can't do that. That's not possible. Why is it not possible? Because everybody that knows me knows that what I just said, all of what I just said, is true. Do you have an A&P jet mechanics license? Can you operate cranes on land or on the ocean? You have that tag, certificate? Can you run a tugboat? Are you a captain? Do you have a captain's license? Do you have any of those things? No. You're just some worthless YouTube troll. And now I'm going to show people how to block people like you. So here, Daddy Rope, you have a nice day. There we go. There's Daddy Rope. We're going to go to the channel. Yep, here we go. We're going to the channel. I don't mind seeing that comment on there, because it's going to be the last comment from this guy. And I think I covered the topic matter well enough. See, I'm going to bet that he has no, but he did bring up some good points. segue into click that flag, block the user, like that block, and then submit. Let me segue into my life, some of my life's accomplishments. Being permy, Daddy wrote. Now, I hope that you're, a healthy person physically, but mentally you're deranged. Adios, amigo. Okay. We're going to back to the live stream. And Jay White, Monroe County, checking in from South Florida West, to be exact. Conch Republic lives on. Jay White, welcome to the machine. Okay, you know that I was more than halfway. I was 75% before I was going to be officially a conch. I lived in the Florida Keys from 1993 to 2013. So I was 20 years, 5 years short of being a conch. Welcome to the machine, Jay White. That's an inside the Florida Keys for 25 years. Unless they reduced it, then you're officially a conch. But you and I both know that if you weren't born in the Florida Keys, you'll never be a conch. You can only be a conch wannabe. Welcome from the Florida Keys. I love that place. But, wow, look at what Daddy Rope did. Wow, this is trolls do. Look, Daddy Rope, Daddy Rope, Daddy Rope, Daddy Rope, and baggy eyes. I hope that was the one I deleted. Okay, yeah, that was. Jay White, come back to earth, baby. All right. Now, let's see. LaRue Seagrass, my friend. LaRue's one of the sweetest. She introduces herself as to the host, and then when she's leaving, she goes, "Host, may I have permission to leave?" Which you don't need permission to leave, LaRue. If you just sign off, it's perfectly okay. But she's a perfect lady. She has perfect manners. Welcome to the machine, LaRue Seagrass. And Daisy May too. I will sure to I don't think Daisy May watches my live stream. She doesn't have she's living in Davao, and she doesn't have good internet where she is. We couldn't even get we talked on the phone yesterday. Day before yesterday, excuse me, and she has good phone service, but she doesn't have good internet for a connection to Skype or even sometimes Facebook. But I'll tell her you said hello. Thank you, LaRue. I didn't know. Thank you, John Escape, for timing out Daddy Rope. Daddy Rope is gone. He won't be back. Sin Simo Travel Blogs. Now, I have no idea how smart Sin Simo Travel Vlogs is, but I do know the person is a smart person. And I know that from previous conversations. So, and watching Sin Simo Travel Vlogs comments. So, Sin Simo says, why does Orange Agent always delete his messages straight after? Same old coward, this lad. Yeah, there's a lot of similarities. Thank you for pointing that out. I know who that was. We all know who that was. But it doesn't matter, because it doesn't matter. Now, Kevin Cromwell, I don't know, I went to your channel yesterday, and you don't have much on your channel, but welcome to the machine, Kevin Cromwell. I hope that you're not going to, I hope you're not, you might be, there's so many people like that guy, whatever that guy's name, Rope, Captain Rope was. There are so many people that don't have anything on their channel that they, for 2 or 3 days or weeks or months, they're always complimenting. I don't think you're a member of my Patreon. Try not to screw it up, because I will only take one negative comment from somebody. Okay, I'm not saying you do that. I'm just saying that I went to your channel yesterday, and I'm not everybody with no content is a troll. That's for sure. So a lot of people just have a channel, and they don't. But a lot of people with no content, they do crazy things. So, since Simo travel blogs, why does Orange Agent always delete his messages straight after? Same old coward, this lad. Yes, and coward would be a good word for somebody that posts something and then deletes it, or someone that doesn't allow comments on their videos. Why would that? And doesn't allow the thumbs up and thumbs down button to show on their videos. Coward would be a good word to describe someone that doesn't want somebody to know certain pieces of information that might look down. Would be a good word to describe someone that doesn't want somebody to know certain pieces of information that might look down on a person's video content or comments. Comments makes the video successful. Thumbs up and thumbs down count too. But when a person doesn't allow comments and doesn't allow the thumbs up or thumbs down button, I think that's cowardly. So does everybody else. I have 3,000 public videos. All comments are allowed. I don't have keywords blocked. I don't have key phrases blocked. I don't have the thumbs up and thumbs down buttons showing blocked. I have all my comments are available. All my live streams have their comments available after the live streams for people to look through them. I'm not a coward. I'm a very upfront type of guy. And by the way, I say what I mean, and I mean what I say. So I'm not going to change my thumbs up or thumbs down notifications. I'm going to allow people to see it. And I could tell you that I would say I don't ever remember seeing a video with more thumbs down than thumbs up on my video page. It might be there somewhere, but I know other bloggers and vloggers who don't have such great content, and their videos are their video thumbs down are 15 to 1 thumbs up, 15 down. Some of them, I mean, it's 15 to 1. So if it was 3 thumbs up, it could be 45 thumbs down. There's a couple of bloggers out there that have some really poor content on their video pages. And but even if I had content like that, I would still allow the thumbs up button and the thumbs down button to be visible. But I would say that would be someone that has something to hide. And I would say that if you have thousands of subscribers and you don't allow comments at all from anybody ever for your entire video list, whatever it is, 300, 2,000, whatever videos you have, and you don't, when I go to somebody's channel and it says comments are disabled for this video, I don't care what the topic is. I don't care what the topic is. I don't watch it unless it's something dear to my heart. Now, I watched one of those yesterday on giant skeletons that have been, that's an interesting topic. I should talk about that. But I will not allow myself to watch a video for 7, 8, 10, 15 minutes if I can't make a comment if I want to. Now, I don't make a comment every time, but I'm going to tell you something. People that have videos up on YouTube and have the comments disabled, or the comments have to be authorized, and then no comments are ever authorized on 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 videos, and all the 0 comments on thousands of videos, 0. I think you got something to hide if you are in that category. It has nothing to do with time. Lord knows We spend enough time on YouTube reviewing comments. That's what makes our comments make our channel successful. That's one of the key elements on YouTube. The more comments you have, the more views you get. The more thumbs up. My most successful videos, 600,000 views on this channel that I have. The views, the thumbs up and the thumbs down buttons are almost equal. Or maybe that's the one I did on the dating site video. The thumbs up and thumbs down were almost neck and neck. I mean, with 100,000 views, the thumbs up were, 32,000 thumbs up and 32,003 thumbs down. 32,500 thumbs up and 34,097 thumbs down. They were within 3 or 4 thumbs down for the last 5 years. It never goes up, never goes down. That's a successful video. So having the thumbs up and thumbs down doesn't hurt your videos, but not allowing people to comment and then complaining that people never make any comments in the live stream. Why should they? And if you have a live stream, why should anybody waste their time to leave a comment in the live stream if you're gonna remove the comment? You don't have to agree with the comment, and if someone is berating or belittling you in your comment section, by all means remove it. Remove the comment. I just did. I removed Captain Rope or whatever his name was. You can remove the comments, but then allow the audience when the live stream is being replayed to see the comments, and allow people to come on and say voice their opinion, as long as it wasn't like that guy Captain Rope, whatever his name was. I don't even remember his name because it's not important to me, insignificant. But if he would say, do I have proof of whatever I said? I'd say, yeah, there's proof. If you have the proper identification, if you're I gotta tell you, I've been seriously investigated, whilst I've been in the Philippines, to make sure that what I'm saying about certain things is true. And they come back, my word to the people that investigated me is my bond. I proved everything. Whatever I needed to prove, I proved. Whatever information they garnished or gathered outside of the purview of the case that I have going on, they have my full records from Interpol and possibly from the NCIC files in America. I have an absolutely squeaky clean background, except for 2 arrests for minor incidents, and both were adjudicated. So if they were adjudicated, it means that the court made a mistake. And in the state of Florida, you can get arrested because someone complains about too much noise coming out of your house. That wasn't what the arrests were for, but it's easy to get arrested in the Florida Keys. It's so easy, it's unbelievable. You just have. I used to run my backhoe down the road from Key Largo. If that fella is still there, I'd run my backhoe down the road from Key Largo at mile marker 100 down to the Boca Chica Naval Air Force Station, which was 93 miles down the road. Well, I did it with respect. I came home from work, or I set up my tools, put them in the bucket, and with my bicycle, because I had to get around the base, the Boca Chica Naval Air Force Base. When I stayed there, I didn't stay on base, but sometimes I wouldn't have work for several hours, and I'd take my bike and ride around. I do have video of the Boca Chica Naval Air Force job I did. Yeah, this is Captain Rope. This guy, this loser, Daddy Rope. Okay, Daddy Rope. This loser of a YouTube commenter, a worthless troll. But he did let me segue into some of the things I did. Does this worthless troll have video of him working on a government job as a subcontractor? Was he a subcontractor for the United States government to do excavation? No. Did he do multiple jobs for the government on Air Force air bases in the Florida Keys? No. He's just some schmuck on YouTube with a name, Daddy Rope. So anyway, I have videos of those Boca Chica Naval Air Force jobs. Probably they're set at private. You know what? Somebody remind me to post some of those up onto Patreon later. And they're only set at private because it wasn't something that I chose to share with the public. I didn't want people knowing I was a licensed excavation contractor doing government jobs. That's pretty much why I didn't want. And I had no reason not to post them. I just didn't post them. There's nothing illegal. I did not climb I did tower work with them that were putting in the cables. I was doing the ground cables. And when I had nothing to do, the machine would sit idle sometimes for 2 or 3 days. But I had to be on the job if I wanted to get paid. So I told the gentleman that was in charge of, we were putting in the ground wires, but the company that we were putting in the ground wires was also, we were doing all the Naval Air Force stations in the Florida Keys, towers. There was only just one naval, the Boca Chica Naval Air Force was a big and separated by miles of swamps, but we were changing all the cables for all the towers that they had and bringing ground wires into the computer rooms. Now, I don't have videos of the computer rooms. They made it so clear you can't take a video of the computer room, the electronics room. And I got to tell you, those rooms are unbelievable. The amount of electronics that goes into a radar tower in a Naval Air Force station, it's like, my God. And the guy who ran, I'll tell you what it looks like. You walk in, and it looks like a movie. It looks like one of the Terminator movies. There's just separated by about 30-inch aisles, rows straight down from when you walk in, about 45 feet long, just rows of what looked like the back of a stereo system with 2, 3, 4 dozen wires going into each box. And there's thousands of those boxes, thousands of those electronic boxes. I have no idea what they do. I have none. But, and actually I was allowed in there because I was invited in there by the person who maintained that equipment. And he sat at a computer at the front door. And it was 24-hour shifts, 3 different shifts. They rotated three shifts. So when you walk in, the computer engineer for the Boca Chica, for the tower, this is the radar tower where all the jets come in and airplanes and helicopters and stuff. He can't see any of that. But we were bringing new wires to that building. Nobody else on the entire crew was allowed in that room, but he allowed me to stay in there, and we used to play chess. But aside from that, the crew that was putting the wires to that building, they were only bringing it into a sub panel on the outside of the building. No one was allowed inside that room except me and the electrical engineer that took care of the service the equipment, that made sure everything worked. And he showed me all that stuff, and I'm going, do you actually know what every one of these boxes does? He goes, of course. That was his job. So I said, so show me what it would look like if there was a glitch. He goes, we have one glitching now. We're waiting for a new part to come in. And he showed it on the computer screen, and he just made that unit dead. He bypassed the unit to a backup unit by pushing a button. And that was like, wow, on the computer. And he bypassed the bad unit that had a glitch in it, and he made the unit, the backup unit, work. And the reason you couldn't go into that building is that's the key building on the whole area. That without the radar towers, it's nothing. Although they had another one and we did that one later on. But the guys who were bringing the wires to the outside sub panel, the ground wires, they were also, that company also installed new equipment inside the tower. And I'll tell you a little story about that. Okay, so first of all, there's only a staircase up to the tower. And the tower was about 80 feet of stairs, not tall. Then you had a 40 or 50-foot ball of the white ball that you see on top of the tower. So everything had to be brought up on a winch or carried up the stairs. But we winched everything up because everything was heavy. And then when you're in the tower, then the guys that were installing the equipment, they were monkeys. They were literal monkeys. They went to monkey school, they called it. And they had regular climbing gear on, and they were trained for 6 weeks in climbing school. And they would, they'd click onto a beam or a pipe or an eye bolt or something like that, and then they double click another one, and then some of them used to triple click on something else. And when I say click, it was it's a carabiner. It's a carabiner, but the carabiner is about that big, a big C clip, and it's rated for like 1,000 pounds. I don't have my carabiner here. All right. Anyway, it's a big it's a climbing hook. It's called a carabiner. I may have left it outside. I really should know where that is. Hold on. Now, here's one. So this is what is called a carabiner. It's for climbing, and it's for putting ropes in. Now this one, I don't think this is certified at any weight. It's probably just 500 pounds. Yeah, this is not a certified carabiner climbing hook. And a certified carabiner climbing hook is, some of them are this big and some of them are big. It depends on what you're putting it around. In the towers, they were putting it around. Climbing hook is, some of them are this big and some of them are big. It depends on what you're putting it around. In the towers, they were putting it around 3x3 angle stock, so they had to be much bigger than this, like twice as big. 3x3 angle stock, so they had to be much bigger than this, like twice as big, and they just clip it on like that, and that's it. They just click it. So those guys were monkeys, and they would climb, and I would assist them from inside the tower. And so we're in that big round white dome is not solid, and under the bottom of the big white dome is all open. There's no bottom to that dome. It's a dome, and the dome only keeps the water off the electronics of the tower itself. But inside is the radar device that does the radar, the omnidirectional radar. So if you are working in there, that's why Boca Chica, that's why they have two towers. They have two towers. So one tower, the radar tower can be turned off, and the other tower, it's about a mile away, a little less than a mile away. The other tower gets turned on. That's the one that's being used. So if I'm in Tower 1, which is where I did my first job, then I did Tower 2. If I'm in Tower 1, then they shut that radar off. But the device that sends out the radar, if they turn it on, you wouldn't know it, but you'd be dead in 15 minutes. You'd be dead. It would cook you like you put a hot dog in a microwave oven. That's how you wouldn't have much time to get out of there either. First of all, you wouldn't know what was going on, and second of all, you probably wouldn't get out, because you'd have to walk 40, 50 feet around, you'd be dead in 15 minutes. It would cook you from the inside out. So that was one of the places that I worked. And this chump change daddy rope, I'm sure he never did anything like that. And neither did all the other chump changes on here with the big mouths and all the blah, blah, blah. And I did this and I did that. None of these people ever did that crap. They never had real man's jobs. Daddy Rope, if he was a real man, he would look at my barge and crane and say, whatever else you are, Michael Fazio, you're a hardworking, intelligent guy. You don't own a crane barge unless you have a super amount of knowledge and moxie to back it up with. Okay, moxie is heart, spirit. Daddy Rope is just a chump change YouTuber. But thanks for letting me segue into some of my greatest accomplishments in life, Daddy Rope. See, you can always use something to your advantage. The NBI, just like I'm good with everything else, I'm going to explain to you how to properly file a complaint with the NBI. So let's go back down. Kevin Cromwell says hi. Will Rue see? Oh, Scott Del Fuego. I don't know how long you've been here. I just went back to my comments. Have to apologize. Kevin Cromwell. Mabuhay. Daghan Salam. Okay, so you're in the Philippines. Daghan Salamat Pod, Kevin Cromwell. I just wish I knew who you were. Facebook, Slim Jim, Kevin Cromwell says Facebook uses Skype on their own platform. Yeah, well, I Facebook Daisy as well, but mostly Skype or the phone. Slim Jim, good morning, Mr. Fazio. Been watching your adventures here this morning. You win, LOL. Yeah, Slim Jim is... See, now Slim Jim's a perfect example of a man that doesn't have any content, but he's not a troll. And he's not a troll because he made compliments to my channel. Slim Jim is everywhere. He's everywhere. I can't believe I read some of the comment sections. He was on, he likes Village People Philippines. He likes Big Kevin. He likes everybody. He's everywhere, Slim Jim. And he always leaves a 3-paragraph or 2-paragraph comment. But he has no content on his channel, so I don't remove all the people with no content. John Escape makes a statement here. I came to the conclusion long ago that trolls are in a deep state of loneliness. Of course. Thank you. That, Kevin Cromwell? Yes. That was the video. All right, so if anybody has a question about my job on the Boca Chica Naval Air Force Station, or what I did, and how deep the ground wires were, or CAD welded, I bet you $1,000 that chump change guy, what's his name, Daddy Rope. I bet you $1,000 that chump change Daddy Rope doesn't know how to do CAD welding, or even what it is. I wouldn't bet $1,000 he doesn't know what it is, but I'd bet $1,000 he doesn't know how to do it. All right, so Kevin Cromwell, plenty of those giant skeletons were found around Ohio. Let me give you the, please let me have that. Oh, man. I could get it for you. Let me give you the link to that. I have to go into my history. And I'm going to do that. Scott, I will be with you in a moment. The giant skeleton videos. You know that they have found giant skeletons to the size 30 feet as recently as 1905, and they have pictures of these things. Do you believe this? And but I already knew about this, but I just watched a really cool video last night about 3 o'clock in the morning. They have giant skeletons, Kevin Cromwell's right, as big as 30 feet that have been found all over the entire world, documented, measured, by accredited archaeologists and scientists, proven to be real-life living beings, and there's not a single. Now we're talking about tens of thousands of skeletons 8 feet or taller. Documented cases since 1805. I think this documentary had it on, and there's not a single bone in a single museum in the entire world that you can see one of these bones or skeletons, according to this. Wow, we're okay. So this is already back into yesterday. All right, Don. I do have it on my home page as a liked video, and I did subscribe to their channel. So I'm going to get you, Kevin Cromwell. You might like this video. So Kevin Cromwell just said this. So the Smithsonian Institute spent millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars to buy 30 skeletons between the size of, I think it was 12 feet and 26 feet tall. Millions of dollars to buy 30 intact skeletons. In 1901, the skeletons were reviewed under a purview of scientists and people with doctorates and archaeologists and stuff like that. And okay, hold on. Playlist. The bones were absolutely here it is right here. 100%. In fact, I have a playlist on my channel. I forgot I made a playlist. So the playlist is on my channel of giant skeletons, 12 feet tall, 28 feet tall. I made two playlists because the first part of the video said that giant skeletons 12 feet tall were made. Then they found them as high as 28 feet. And at the end of the video, they talked about 30 footers. So let me give you the link here, Kevin, in case you want to look at the link. So the name is Giants Emerging Everywhere. They Can't Hide This. And then the gentleman that discovered the Philippines, Coronado, he's one of the most famous explorers and found some of the most unique, a large percentage of giants. The fellow that discovered the Philippines, I might have this guy's name wrong, but he's inside this video. So I'm going to give you this link right here, and I'm going to post it. Let's see if we get it right. I'm going to post it on the links, Kevin Cromwell. So I'm going to, and there's not a single skeletal bone. The Museum of Smithsonian Institute bought hundreds of these skeletal bones reaching up to 30 feet. Hundreds of them for hundreds of millions of dollars. Giant skeletons. Okay, so giant skeletons found. Okay, so I'm going to copy that. I'm going to post it 3 times. So the Smithsonian Institute that spent hundreds and hundreds and millions of dollars back in 1905 and 1930 and 1900 and 1880, the Smithsonian Institute that spent hundreds of millions of dollars in that money in those times, not a single bone can you review at the Smithsonian Institute. It's another NASA-like scam. It's just another scam that they got going in this world, that not telling you the truth. All right. Okay, so we are at the wordsmith, Mr. Scott Del Fuego. Oh my God, you I'm looking forward to meeting. Yeah, and I actually wanted to talk to you. I tried to call you this morning, but you weren't available, and probably because you know you're doing your night shift stuff. But okay, so here we are. Now I'm going to read the wordsmith. It's a long one, so you know it's a good one. And like E.F. Hutton, when Scott Del Fuego speaks, people listen. A day of violence and mayhem, people finding that life is fragile. Others discover that true evil exists. That is the weakness of the good, not understanding the nature of evil. Michael is trying to help. Yep, that's what I'm going to be doing for quite a while, it looks like. Trying to help people understand the true nature of evil. I think I'm going to be able to make a series out of this and helping people understand. I have, I'm going to be getting professional advice on this as well, so I won't be misquoting. So I won't quote anything today about what I'm going to talk about in this series of the how to prosecute a person in the Philippines and or social people that don't mix in socially properly. So when I get the proper terminology, I will continue with describing the true nature of evil, and it exists. There's no doubt about that. I mean, anybody that understands the psychic world understands that evil is a real entity. It may not be the devil with horns, but it does. Evil itself is an existing force in the universe. It's not. They can't attribute certain mental problems or mental faculties to anything other than some sort of demonic force. So that exists. It's thousands of movies that about it, medical journal after medical journal about and psychiatric review and the cluster B personality. It, you know, what, how, why, how, when does a person start down that path? That's all going to be discussed in this series. So, but right now I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it a little levity over here. So thank you for pointing those things out, Scott. John is saying hello to Scott. That's one thing on my channel. That's another thing. John Escape is a real person. Scott Del Fuego is a real person. If John Escape wanted to talk to Scott Del Fuego, and John Escape has lived in John Escape knows more about the Philippines than I ever will, by the way. He's lived in the Philippines. His wife is a very successful Filipino woman. So if John wanted to talk to Scott, and Scott wanted to talk, and I can send Scott a message, would you like to talk to John Escape? Scott will say yes or no, and I could send John Scott's information. Simo Travel Blogs, if Sin Simo wanted to talk to me about something, then I would pass my information on in a way that Sin Simo could get it or figure out how to get Sin Simo's. The people on my channel, there's dozens of people on my channel that communicate with one another on Skype and emails and probably the telephone, because if you live in the United States, phones are basically free now. So I've introduced hundreds of people to one another over the course of 10 years that watch my videos or no longer watch my videos, but still are friends with other people. Who knows? Maybe even somebody went into business and had a partnership or had a romantic relationship or even marriage. Who knows? But hundreds of people through me, Michael Fazio, have met each other for however brief or lengthy their existence is. Hundreds of people. I have 300 people from the beginning of this channel and my previous channel whose phone numbers and addresses and telephone numbers I have at my disposal if I choose to use them. And I have several hundred people that request me to get in touch with them. I can't do all of that. I can't do it all. But I might do it all if the reason was worthy. Say someone's coming to the Philippines and they want to meet me. Give me a phone number. You need to give me a phone number. That I'm not going to meet some stranger. And then I'd like to know your real name. Otherwise, well, unless you've been a long-term subscriber. But, you know, I have contacts with hundreds of people on YouTube and off YouTube. I also had businesses for the last 38 years that people still, Peter Powell, perfect example. Perfect example. Know that man 42 years. He worked for me for years, not because he needed the money, but because he liked working on the barge. Can Chump Change Daddy Rope say that he owned a barge and crane service? No, can't do that. He just came on my channel to give me a little verbal abuse, to get a reaction, and all it did was let me segue into what I like to talk about: owning barges, cranes, tugboats, flying planes, stuff like that. I don't need Daddy Rope to do that. I allowed him to let me segue, but now Daddy Rope has to spend, I don't know, 10, 12 minutes, whatever, making a new account. And the next time he comes back on, the next troll will only have 10 seconds of my time. Sinsimo Travel Blogs. Michael, God bless. Catch you soon. Okay, thank you, Sinsimo. 3 a.m. here. I have an 8-hour journey ahead for a weekend away business. My hotel has had Frank Sinatra and many others stay. It's one of the UK's most haunted hotels. Thank you, Sinsimo. Thank you for stopping by. I apologize if you didn't see this comment, but thank you very much, Sinsimo. Kevin Cromwell, good day and good night to all. Stopping by. And I hope you get that link. Host LaRue Seagrass says, host, you're on my laptop for background. And I saw your question, LaRue. I about Daisy, when will Daisy be coming back? I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen, LaRue. But she might be coming back one day, who knows, for a visit. But she won't be coming back to live in Bohol. She's made other plans. So to answer your question, but I will tell her you said hello. All right, so now we're going to move on. Scott said, I had to go on top of a skyscraper, then up part of an antenna to check a repeater system once. I knew nothing about it, but they insisted I see it. Not afraid of heights, but that was a bit unnerving. God almighty, yeah, it's unnerving. I'm not afraid of heights, and nothing bothers me when I'm up on high. Nothing ever bothered me, not one bit. But when you look down, it does bring a new perspective to your day. Going up, coming down, if you're not looking forward, no problem. I'd climb the boom of 130, 150-foot boom to, to grease a shiv or most of the times we didn't climb all the way to the top of the boom. If there was another crane around, like say there were two 260-foot boom cranes on the job, one crane would pick you up as high as it could to the other boom, because they don't. When you have a big boom like that, you can't what's called flat boom. Does Daddy Rope know about flat booming a crane? Daddy Rope is an idiot, troll on YouTube. But so if you flat boom the crane, sometimes you need another crane to assist to get the boom back up, and they don't want to do that. It puts a lot of strain on the cables. It stresses them out and puts a lot of strain on everything. They'd just rather have you go up on a headache ball. So So when they put you up there on the headache ball, you're sitting on the headache ball like it's just a big ball. You sit on it, you hold on to the cable, you got your gear with you, and then they drop you off on top of the boom, and or on top of a steel or on top of a skyscraper. You just ride the ball, and it doesn't bother you going up or looking out. But when you look down, like, when you look past your feet, it's freaking amazing. It's an amazing feeling. Does that chump Daddy Rope know what it's like to walk steel, or any of these other chumps on YouTube that blah, 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 the ones that do that all day and cry, those crybabies? Oh, I got a paper cut. Well, if that's your life, that's okay. But I did jobs that men do. Scott did a job that men do. He never did it before, and he still did it. I don't know why they wanted him to do that. They insisted I see it. Not afraid of heights, but that was a bit unnerving. And it makes you realize that you're halfway up an antenna on the top of a tall building. And I've never climbed an antenna, but I always wanted to. Yeah, that's, people say to me, you would never. Yeah, I would. In fact, there's a guy that changes the light bulbs on the top of antennas in weird places. He gets $2,000 to climb a tower and change a light bulb or a circuit or anything. Now, when he gets right up to the very top and then he mounts himself up, he's up 1,000 feet. This guy climbs towers. When there's an antenna tower on top of the Empire State Building, and there was one on top of the World Trade Centers, you're up 1,000 plus feet. Well, I would do that. I mean, I'd want to go to school first before I did that, but I would do it. I don't have a problem doing that. And I never did. And people just tell me, hey, I used to work, what I did for a living, it's the most dangerous job in the world. And I did that most of my life. Okay. Hey, everybody, Man, Bear, Pig. Welcome to the machine, Man, Bear, Pig. Princess Anud. Princess, good morning. Now, I'll give Princess a shout out because she's been doing a lot of live streams lately. And I don't have the time to watch 1.5 or 2 or 3 hour live streams. But Princess Anud is a pretty Filipina that's doing live streams from her locality in the Philippines. And I think she's running a store right in front of her house. And then she talks about the people and shows you the dogs and the neighbors. And so if you want to have if you're a woman out there and you want to have a woman's perspective on the Philippines, or a man, and you want to say hello to Princess Anud, she is in fact John Boonbeans. I believe they are boyfriend and girlfriend. So go easy on Princess Anud. She is taken. Man, Bear, Pig, can't stand height. Heights don't bother me. All right. A channel like this. Let's go up the wordsmith. A channel like this, everything from lessons in application of psychology, military installation protocol, heavy equipment, and paranormal interventions. How can anybody compete? Explains the deep envy. Oh, we do have envy. We have people out there that are crying crocodile tears that they can't be me. And I don't mean me personally, physically here sitting in this chair, because we all know that nobody would ever want to sit in this chair, in this shack, and be Michael Fazio. We all know why, thanks to a very infamous YouTube blogger who spent the last year telling people why no one would want to be me, and using those exact words in some of the video content. And envy, jealousy, rage of a person's less successful abilities, let's say. Okay, we're gonna keep this on an upscale. So I am me because of my achievements, and then if you want to be me, then all you have to do is start achieving something of noteworthiness in your life. Now, can I prove that I was on the Boca Chica Naval Air Force Station as a government contractor? Yeah, I probably could do that. I don't have. I mean, I got checks from the government, from the subcontractor. I was a subcontractor for a subcontractor. Do I remember the name of the company? No. But you know what? There's somebody out there that could do that. I don't know who it is. But there are certainly people that could check my licenses or every license that I've ever had in my entire life, including my driver's license when I got my first driver's license. The ability exists. So I don't really need to prove it. I have video of it. See, when you have video of me operating the equipment and inside the tower of the Boca Chica Naval Air Force Station, inside the tower, showing you the radar gear and down the staircase, and then on the floor showing you up, and on the base, 4th of July, when the Blue Angels were doing their show on the base, I stayed on the base that day. We had off, but I stayed on the base. I went on. I could stay on base if I wanted, and not only that, and then I got to meet the commander of the Boca Chica Naval Air Force Station. Now, I don't know if he remembers me, but I think he would, because the day before 4th of July, on the afternoon of 4th of July Eve, my boss said to me, dig up, go dig that leg. And when he said a leg of the job, could have been 250 feet of digging, but it was all crushed rock. And so I said to him, do you have the electric, underground electric and water schematic? And he said, yeah, there's nothing there. So I said, can I look at it? And he went and got the plans, because he can't deny me the ability to look at the layout, because I'm the guy that takes responsibility when I dig up a water pipe or an electrical pipe, unless I'm working for somebody. In that case, I was working for somebody, but I was a subcontractor. So I would be responsible to get the pipe fixed with him. He'd be responsible to pay me money to fix the pipe, but I have to help. There's a chain of command in construction, and the owner of the company would be ultimately responsible for hiring the subcontractor and then hiring me. So I said to him, let me see the plan, and there was nothing there. Nothing. It was like all virgin soil. It wasn't virgin soil. I ripped up the water pipe for that part of the base. What a mess. The day before 4th of July, on 4th of July afternoon, 4th of July Eve afternoon. And the first thing that happened, while I was about the tower, I really shouldn't tell you where the commander lived, but the commander wasn't far away at that time. It was going back to 2003, I think. The first thing that happened is a guard came. Apparently the commander was taking a shower or something. He was using water. He knew it within seconds that when I ripped up the pipe. So he was using water. Probably he was taking a shower. The way the guard was pretty upset. And I said, we're going to fix this right away. He goes, and then the commander came out and asked me if I was responsible. I'm in the machine digging, and I got the bucket in the hole, and the water's 3-inch pipe is flowing God knows how many thousands of gallons every couple of minutes, an hour out of that pipe. It was a high pressure pipe too. And he's going, are you responsible for? Yes, sir. I didn't know he was the commander, because he wasn't in all this. I don't even know what a commander looks like. And he he was pretty pissed off. You know, when is that going to get fixed? I said, going to get fixed right away, sir. So they went to the, they didn't have to go off base. They went to the plumbing, and I know how to do plumbing, and I fixed it. You know, they found the main. We knew where the mains were because everything was tagged off and marked for us to do the job on the base itself. But he was pissed off. I fixed it, but then I don't know how long it was. But from the time that it broke to the time that it was fixed, a couple of hours maximum. But we had a big hole. We had a lot. That thing made a big hole, but now a lot of people get to meet the commander and talk to him. I was some kind of a backwards privilege. All you have to do is just rip up his water line when he's taking a shower. So Scott says a channel like this every day. So can the other guys on YouTube, can any of these other so-called bloggers, any of them, can any of them say they've done some of the things I've done, let alone all of them? No, not any of them. Nobody. So I'm hearing complaints that I say I'm the greatest YouTube blogger. Never said that. Never said that. I said I have the greatest channel of eclectic videos, because the person or persons or parties in this case that are saying that I said I'm the greatest YouTuber in the world. I'm one of the greatest YouTubers in the world. When it comes to eclectic and ability, skill sets, nobody comes close. Nobody ever will. One of a kind, my friend. And you don't even rate at the bottom of the flat earth when it comes to talents. But you're critiquing me. That's amazing. That's amazing. I find it amazing that a person who has nothing of any great accomplishment or something, look what I did, nothing, and comes to being abusive to me for the last 2 years, and then comes on probably 300, 400, 500 videos demeaning myself and my character and my girlfriend and where I live and my shack and my blah, blah, blah. Bad boy. Shouldn't do things like that. You should look at somebody like myself. Everybody out there should look at somebody like myself, Scott Del Fuego, Dennis Adams, Mercury 3, Passport TV, and Dr. Paige High, Clark Henderson, Jack Thompson, some other people I can't talk about from Patreon. Should look at us and say, wow, these people are accomplished people. But no, I see always with the negative, like that movie, I forgot the name of the movie. Always with the negative. Well, you know, if that's the life that you chose to lead, always with the negative, karma. Remember, karma. So, you know, that would make a great doorbell. Karma. Every time someone rings your doorbell, you hear the word karma. Like almost, like if you had a doorbell, like one of the things I was talking about living in the Philippines or thinking about is I like the idea that my phone doesn't ring every 15 minutes, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, for somebody wanting something from me to do work, an emergency pipe repair. When I lived in the Florida Keys, I'd get a phone call at 2 o'clock in the morning, and from one of the plumbing contractors. They couldn't get a machine on the job to hire me to dig, for a water main break or something like that. I was on call I didn't get a lot of calls like that, but I got a lot of calls like that over the course of 19 years. I got emergency service calls. But I always thought about having a doorbell that would say, go away, because I had people could walk up to my door and knock on my door. I don't really care that they did that. I mean, I wasn't until much later on I put the fences up around the property, only because I bought a lot of equipment. And then when I bought my boat and my car, I didn't want anybody walking on the property if I wasn't home. So anyway, Scott says, a channel like this, everything from lessons in applying, I can't read that. A channel, Scott Vilfuego, the words, a channel like this, everything from lessons in application of psychology, military installation protocol, heavy equipment, and paranormal interventions. How can anyone compete? Explains why so many people are envious of my accomplishments. And there are a lot of people out there envious of my accomplishments. A lot. But some in particular, and some that I don't know about, but some that are trolls for 2 years or 3 years, all of a sudden they're like the most important people in the world. I give people in the military a lot of respect, but I give people that are contractors, police officers and doctors, a lot more respect than I give to somebody that served 2 or 3 years in the Army or the Navy or the whatever, any armed services, because they spent 2 or 3 years under the supervision of hundreds of other more experienced people, and they had unlimited medical, dental, and in accident, security. So if a guy was doing some kind of exercise and he broke his leg, or he gets his leg fixed for free, and there's 1,000 people that know how to fix his leg. What I did for a living, I had no backup. I'd go out on a barge by myself in the middle of the night. I'd start the barge up at midnight and follow the tide up the Hudson River, the outgoing tide from Queens, and the incoming tide. If I was going to Jersey or going out to Mamaroneck or Long Island or somewhere, Long Island Sound, nobody did what I did. Nobody's ever done what I did. Brought a barge back from Michigan. I've accomplished things that no other man in the world can say they have done. And yet I get these schmucks on YouTube like Daddy Rope coming on and trolling my channel. And we all know who Daddy Rope is, or who Daddy Rope represents. He represents an insignificant, worthless, garbage troll on YouTube that just came here to cause a little bit of, dissemination in my live stream. And all it did was just give me fodder for the machine. There's a lot of fodder in the machine, too. So, Man Bear, all well here, John Escape says with Scott's comment, but I don't think he saw. LOL, Scott True, says Man Bear Pig. Nobody, anybody out there, anybody in the whole world that could watch this video, I challenge you. I'll put up another Fazio challenge. I challenge anybody in the whole world to come up with another YouTuber that has done the following. I challenge. This is a big challenge. Bring this to your psychiatric evaluation board. I challenge anybody on YouTube to prove that they have done what I have done, even in a minuscule level, owning a 12-foot by 15-foot barge. I owned a 30 by 50-foot barge outright, $500,000 piece of equipment. And I ran the barge with a pile driver on it, and I piloted the barge back from Traverse City, Michigan by myself, from Lake Michigan through Lake St. Clair to the Erie, Lake Erie, then into the Black Rock Lock, and then down through the 32 locks and bridges to the Hudson River. Then down, I made a left at the Statue of Liberty, a little bit past that when I hit the Atlantic Ocean, and I made a left and went to Kennedy Airport. Okay, I challenge anybody in the world to prove that they did that. I can prove it. But then let's say that I owned that crane barge for 13 years. And then I put in piles and built bulkheads and built decks. I challenge somebody to find another guy that's done that. And then now plus, then moved to Florida and then owned a 33-foot ocean racer with a formula, an SR 311. That person has to have done the barge plus owned an ocean racer for 9 years. Then he also has to own a brand new Cobra right out of the factory. And then he also has to have had an excavation license in the state of Florida and he also has had to work on government jobs, which means he has a clean record. He also has to have had from the year 1995 until 2013, a clean CCA license, permit, clean, 100% clean, no flaws. Okay. It also has to have had owned a house in the Florida Keys on a deep water canal. These are just some of my accomplishments. These aren't all of them. If I wanted to spend all of them, I'd have to start the live stream at 6 o'clock in the morning and make it a 24-hour marathon. And I had a contractor's license at the age of 21. And here's the big one. I challenge anybody who says they had a contractor's license for 38 years. For 38 years, I have a spotless record. Never, not one time ever, this is a big accomplishment, that I ever have a complaint filed against my person for any business practices. And yet, oh boy, I hear people talking on YouTube that I had to leave America because I defrauded so many of my customers. I had to run away from America. And that I came to the Philippines. Oh my God, I won't even tell you how I got here. Oh my God. Oh my God. I was fleeing America and people that were after me because I defrauded them for money. Oh my God. Oh my God. When I hear crap like that, I gotta laugh. None of that is, first of all, none of it's provable. And if it is provable, by all means, show me a single case against Michael Fazio. I dare you to show me a single piece of evidence that Michael Fazio defrauded any client in 38 years. Show me a single piece of evidence that Michael Fazio was ever brought up on a complaint of defrauding a customer in 38 years. Can't do that because it didn't happen. I mean, I don't know how it didn't happen. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe that's because it never happened. Maybe that's because most of the work I did my entire life, I would just tell people, just give me a small deposit and I'll do the job. And when I'm done, you pay me. That's all. This way it solves their problem about worrying about giving me money. And it solves my problem about them not paying me money I ask for, even though I deserve a third or 50% up front. I would just say, just pay me when I'm done. And I would lay out the money for the materials and the men's labor. And then when I was done, I would collect the check for the balance of the job. Okay. I challenge anybody out there. So now I had a contractor's license for 38 years, clean record. I'm a crane operator. I own my own cranes and barges and tugboats. I owned houses, 3 different properties in the Florida Keys my name was on. That's easy enough to prove. And yet I fled the United States as a broke man. And not only was I broke, but now this guy claims I'm a YouTube e-beggar. This guy, Daddy Rope. Where was that comment? Daddy Rope, whatever his name. He claimed I'm a YouTube e-beggar. People on YouTube make money. And what I asked people to do was not to send me money on YouTube. Although tomorrow I think I'm going to do a live stream to help me with my travel costs back and forth to the bottom. I mean, to the city when I have to do paperwork and stuff like that. I think, because it's starting to really build up, the costs to go back and forth to the city. There's really a lot of money involved. And So I challenged somebody to go out and find somebody that had a marine construction license. Michael Fazio's Decks and Docks, I think the name of that company was. Michael Fazio's general contracting license. On-time backhoe and bobcat service. Okay, those three companies, go research them. Try to find a flaw in the paperwork, in the tax. Oh my God, I got accused of not paying taxes. Oh my God, I got news for you. I paid my taxes on time every year, going on 30 years now. Going on 30 years. And they only go back 7, so none of that matters at that point. When I was in my 20s, geez, sometimes I guess I would miss a tax record, but they didn't even keep records back then. You know, if I didn't make any money, I would just tell them I didn't make any money. Sometimes I would tell them late. They never even sent me a notice. But that was back in 1970s, 1980s. But somebody accused me of not paying my taxes and that I defrauded the United States government or the Social Security Board, that I went out on a disability and I'm collecting Social Security on a disability. I don't collect disability and I'm not on Social Security. So I don't know. I challenge you to prove those things. I challenge you to prove that I'm lying, that I don't have those things. I challenge you. So if you want to, you want to go back into my history and talk about those kind of things, I welcome you to do so. I want you to do so. I'll even let you post on my channel to ask questions about my past. I'll let you do that. If you want to find out about my history, questions about my past, because that's the kind of man I am. I'm 10 times the average man. Scott Del Fuego, Dennis Adam, Mercury 3, Paige High, Clark Henderson. All my friends are 10 times what the average man has done or accomplished in their life. All my good friends. And a lot of my good friends have not accomplished that. They're my friend because they have honor and they are honest human beings and they treat people honorably. A word that most bloggers don't understand, honor. Something that most lawyers don't understand, honor. A lawyer may take a job to defend a known murderer, maybe because they're appointed by the court system, and the lawyer takes that kind of a job on. If I was a lawyer, I would never take that. I might want to be a corporate lawyer where no one, I'm not defending some drug addict or some street urchin that's been living on the street committing crimes since they're 12 years old. If I was a lawyer, I would never be a defendant against people that were criminals. I mean, I had to go through life being successful, and these cretins that have been committing crimes their whole lives, you get some shyster lawyer that wants to defend them. And why? Why would somebody defend when all the evidence is there? We're just going to use this as a case scenario. You got a guy who's been in jail, I don't know, multiple times for heinous crimes since the time they're 12 years old. Then they had a juvie, and then eventually it leads to something even more serious. Could be rape, could be murder, could be extortion, could be anything. And then you get some shyster lawyer. All of these crimes have been committed, and the person has been accused and sentenced for. So now the person's in their 30-year-old range, and they already have 25 cases against them, and they lost all of them, and they've been in court for the whole life, and now another case comes up, and you got some shyster lawyer defending a known criminal. They sold their souls. They have no honor. They have no honor doing said work for money. But that's the life they choose. Two of my friends' children just became lawyers. One became a real estate lawyer, and one became a lawyer that's going to work for the government in governmental law, whatever that means. I don't know. But both of them are graduating. Oh, no, excuse me. Those are two different families. All right, one is going to be a lawyer. The other person is going to be, the other son is going to, I forgot what the other son is going to be. It's a little bit more complex than being a lawyer. But either way, why would a lawyer take on a case of a known criminal? Why? I don't understand why a lawyer would do that. But that's what they do, because they have no honor. An honorable person will never defend a dishonorable person. But that's what happens in life. And that's what may and will probably continue to happen. But doesn't justify it. Not in my mind, it doesn't. So if the known criminal, the known person that's been in and out of the court system for the whole life, and now they're 30 years old, and now they committed the same sort of crime again, and they got a lawyer saying, no, Your Honor, they didn't do that. Why? But I mean, where's your proof that, this guy's done it already? 25 convictions. 25 convictions. He's done the same crime. Maybe he's robbing people at an ATM machine. 25 times he did it, but this time the guy didn't do it. But the video says the guy was there behind the guy who got robbed a few feet away from the ATM machine off camera. And now the guy who never committed an ATM robbery before is now on video behind the guy. And then when the guy leaves, he leaves, and then the guy gets robbed down the block. And the lawyer says, no, Your Honor, he didn't do that. Not this one. The whole concept of being a lawyer and being a shyster lawyer and being a lawyer with no honor, taking on people that have committed the same type of crime over and over and over and over and over and over and over, constantly robbing people at the ATM machine, and then they end up, maybe the same lawyer will defend them 4 or 5 different times for the same crime, because they have no honor. They do it for money. That's what lawyers do. And moving on. It's a horseradish with a kick. Silver Spring horseradish sauce made in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Clears the sinuses for sure. Apparently world's largest producer of horseradish products. Wow. You know that you can't buy horseradish in the Philippines, Scott? Cannot buy it. Can't buy it. They don't have it. You know what else you can't buy here? You're not going to believe it. Can't buy Hellman's mayonnaise in Bohol. Can't buy it. Used to be able to buy it, but you can't buy Hellman's mayonnaise in Bohol. And if you could, it was $9 for a 27-ounce jar. You know what else you can't buy here? Band-Aids, which Page High confirmed. He's a doctor. He was in the Philippines recently. You couldn't buy oversized bandages. You can't buy Band-Aid brand bandages. You can't buy some. But horseradish, you know what else you can't buy? You can't buy Hunt's ketchup here. Can't. Not even in the bottle. I can't find it. I don't want it, but I looked for it to see what the price was. I was going to do a cost of living. Can't buy it. But horseradish, I looked for horseradish. When I looked for Hunt's ketchup with Daisy May, when we were going on a fried fish kick, and I wanted to teach her what it was like to have Hunt's ketchup with horseradish and fresh lemon. Couldn't buy it. Couldn't buy Hunt's ketchup, and you couldn't buy horseradish. Yep. Baggy Eyes. Baggy Eyes is back. Nah, model in micron is. No. All right. They found Okay. Okay. So you're talking. Baggy Eyes. The model in Micronesia. They found skeletons of giants. They still don't know how they built the huge rock buildings in formation. That's right. And well, they found skeletons in Egypt. They found them in Ohio. They found them in New York. They found them in New Jersey. They found them in California. They found them in Kentucky. They found them in every state in America. hundreds of them, thousands of them. In fact, at the end of that video that I gave you the link for, it shows you a map of all the places that they found giant skeletons. Let's see if that video is still available. I'm going to show you the map. I'm not off topic because there's nothing really topical about this live stream. I'm not going to spend a lot of time looking for the map. In that video that I posted the link for, I'll just post the link again. In that video, if you want a good video about the giants that have been found throughout ancient history and the cover-up involving the giants, that they don't exist anymore, that even all museums all over the world, worldwide, planetary, flat plane, whatever you want to call it, giant skeleton of the tens of thousands that have been discovered since early 1800s, disappeared. Well, I'm going to go through my comments now. I'm going to go through the comments pretty quick. Baggy eyes. Let's see. Let me use that as a, okay. Man bag agrees. The key to evil is fear. That's a Zen thing, Jeremy. Thanks for stopping by, Jeremy Burt. Skid Mark is in the house. Hello again, Baggy Eyes. How goes the struggle? We have a pretty good idea who the Skid Mark is, one of the world's greatest trolls. But as long as he maintains intelligence and honor with what, you know, but I don't know that to be true. But I got to tell you, there's a lot of characteristical traits. Now we're talking about that narcissist's giant earlobe. This is a new one. Well, how are you, Baggy and Skid Mark? I know you guys are all friends, that's for sure. Crooked Mouth is in the house. Hello, Skid, Lobe, and Eyes. This guy is out there. This guy's out there making a face. He's hello, Crooked Mouth is saying hello to Skid Mark. Baggy ears and baggy eyes. Good catch, everyone, here on the channel of the best in Bahal. Oh my God! So let's go. We got baggy eyes saying hello to Skid Mark. Is at the other end of the body, and the narcissist's giant earlobe talking to Crooked Mouth, asking him how everybody's doing. That deserves, I gotta tell you, a little bit crocodile tears. I'm crying crocodile tears. That was a good one. That was a good one. That was an actual laugh. Crocodile, worthy of crocodile tears. Worthy of crocodile tears. Let's see if Warren is available. I'm going to call him up on Skype. I don't think he's going to answer. Scott says, I can't imagine spending hours and hours making YouTube comments under fake identities and trying to bother other people when you could be learning a language, a trade, or reading, discovering something. They could, but they have no, most of the time, trolls and other worthless YouTubers have no goals. They don't set goals. Underachievers, the world's greatest underachievers, don't set goals. You look at anybody who is an underachiever and ask them if they make notes in a book or they have a goal set for what they want to do tomorrow, and this book is their guide. For tell you they don't have a book. They don't take. No, I don't take notes. Why should I take notes? I'm an underachiever. That's what underachievers do. They come on YouTube and they go like that, and no one knows who they are. No one knows why they're doing it. There's no benefit to what they do. Kind of, you know what? When you look at a really intricate troll, the mentality of an intricate troll, nobody knows why they're posting comments, which could segue over to some people that make worthless videos. Why do you bother? No one knows why they take the time to come on YouTube, because no one pays attention to their worthless comments, which could segue over to YouTubers that make videos with low view counts, and no one is really interested in your content other than, something to do, just something to pass the time, something to laugh at, maybe. No one knows why trolls or YouTubers that have worthless content up on their channel, no one knows why they continue to go forward, push ahead every day, more comments, and people just delete them. Just like people go back and watch my videos all the time. I got a comment from a video I made back in 2014 this morning. But those videos are still getting views. I got another comment from another guy in YouTube. The tears, this bottle, nothing. No, the tears were flowing, saying that I shouldn't post in my videos lately. I've been posting what I think are my top 50 videos. And I got a complaint by a troll with no name on his account, no content on his channel. I got a complaint. Why are you posting videos in the comments section? Why are you posting your old videos? No one wants to watch your old videos. If they don't want to watch, they just don't watch. No problem. But I let the comments stay there. It's up somewhere. But I don't know who said that. But why would you care if I have 3,000 videos and I chose 50 of my top videos? Why would you care? Why would a guy come on and type out a whole bunch of words saying and leave and the comment was in 2 or 3 different places? Why would that person do that? I don't understand why they would do it, unless they retracted the comment. A comment on my videos with 50 of my top videos. Why is that's what Scott's talking about? Jealousy and envy. They don't want people going back to look at my old videos to see that I have been successful. I am successful, and I will continue to be successful, because I am success incarnate. I have achieved more than most men could possibly hope to achieve. And because people think, why would they care about that either? I don't understand. I don't understand why somebody would devote an entire year and a half to make it known that Michael Fazio is broke. What did I live on for the last 7 years? Or what did I live on for the last 6 years? What have I lived on in the Philippines? And how could I be broke and live here and go on vacation and go scuba diving and travel? How could I do all of that if I was broke? I got people telling me I'm broke. I don't understand what they're talking about. This guy, Dirt Rope, or whatever his name was, Rope Dirt, whatever he was, he's saying I'm an e-beggar. Tomorrow, I might be begging. Tomorrow, I'm going to be looking for some money for transportation to go back and forth. Transportation is building up. A lot of transportation this week. I had to go back and forth to 4 times I was in the city this week. 4 times. And I still have to go back next Tuesday again. So the transportation is building and building and building. Sometimes I don't want to tell you, but I have to go from here to there and back. And what about my time? I think I deserve to get paid for my time as well. Tomorrow we will be banging a pot. So if you guys are out there watching, let it be known that we will be banging a pot, and maybe a lot. We will be banging a pot. Well, let's go. I'm going to go back to the comments now. Wow, we have trolls out today. We have 24 thumbs down and 23 thumbs up, but that'll all disappear, because when the people that are blocked on my channel will be able to leave thumbs down, but as soon as I refresh the page, those thumbs down disappear. So you wasted your time with that too. All right. So narcissists, narcissist giant earlobe. Well, how are you, Baggy and Skid? Crooked mouth. Hey, Skid, lobe and ears. Good catch, everyone here on the channel of the best in Bahal. Scott says, I can't imagine spending hours and hours making YouTube video comments under fake identities and trying to bother people when you could be learning a language, a trade, or reading and discovering and learning. That's right, Scott. Right on, Scott. Man, bad take. List just proves what a weirdo he is. That's right, it does. Borderline personality, says Scott. All right, now Scott is an authority on this topic. Okay, so borderline personality disorder encompasses narcissism, sociopathy, and psychopathy components, extreme emotional unhinged bouts of anger, disassociation, and inability to recognize others' interests. That's right. I'll read it again. First, I got to get water. I will be back in 13 seconds. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The refrigerator door bounced open. I didn't compensate for the refrigerator door bouncing open. I closed it too fast. So I'll read that comment again. I was 1 second late. Scott Del Fuego says, borderline personality disorder encompasses narcissism, sociopathy, and psychopathy components, extreme emotion, unhinged bouts of anger, disassociation, and inability to recognize others' interests. And then Scott makes another comment. I have never been able... Oh, he's making a statement here. I have never been able to document another person that has transited the Great Lakes and the St. Lawrence Seaway with a barge of any type without assistant or even deckhands. That I did. And the dock master at Black Rock Lock at the top of the system, he had the choice to throw me out of the lock because I didn't have a deckhand. And I said to him, I can do this. And he's going, you know, what? I said, I've been on the water my whole life. I can do this. And it was an older fella. He was probably in his 60s or late 50s at the time. And he goes, well, I'm going to let you in. Once you're in, you can't get out. You can't turn around because the water is flowing towards the Hudson River at a rate that the barge wouldn't be able to go up against the car. I couldn't get, there was no way to go. I had to go that way. I couldn't change my mind to go down to St. Lawrence a different way. I had to go that way. So nobody else has ever done that. I challenge this schmuck, dirt rope, whatever his name is. I challenge this schmuck to find somebody else that owned a crane barge, self-propelled, and brought it from Michigan to New York. I challenge anybody in the whole world. Nobody else has ever done it except me. And it's a big accomplishment. Anyway, John Escape says, only the man called Michael Fazio. Thanks, John Escape. Now, let's get down. I see there's a lot of comments now. John Escape. B-Bots Taco Bell Van Diva. Thumbs up, baby. Thank you. Sounds very good, John. Okay, there's... DC Baltazar, Cebu. Honor is not common among the hosts of the YouTube Philippines group. We have seen this, is not able to have, okay. DC Baltazar, Cebu. Honor is not common among the hosts of YouTube Philippines group. We have seen this, is not able to have debate on as there have come to light harassments and even criminal activities by some. That's right. Well, I mean, now that we're seeing the light of day with people of no honor. That there's no doubt that there are people with absolutely no honor whatsoever on YouTube. And now this is all going to come into the light of day. Thanks for the comment, DC Baltazar. The soup sounds good also. Okay, both. I see Dennis Adam. That's what I was thinking. That was the other thing. Dennis was the person who told me to get Epsom salts to put on my foot. You cannot buy Epsom salts in the Philippines. It's not possible. You can order it from another company outside the Philippines, but you cannot buy a simple bathing solution like Epsom salts, a universal cure for almost every foot or hand infection and injury, and you can't buy it in the Philippines. And you think that these doctors and the pharmaceutical companies are really trying to help their people? No, they're trying to sell them medicine. Epsom salts. My father used to swear by that, and soak in your feet. Dennis told me to get that stuff. Couldn't find it. Scott the Fuego says, transportation donation for traveling the nation, testifying no vacation, so let's show some consideration. That'll be tomorrow. I'm going to get the pot out. I'm going to bang the pot a lot tomorrow. Just so that I can cover some of my transportation costs, because they're building up. I've been 4 trips to the city this week, all business. And, well, I incorporated, see, typically what I do when I go to the city is I will typically take the jeepney. That's except for 1 in 100 trips. So to the city, about 99 out of 100 trips, I take the jeepney. And I travel for an hour with the locals, and I love it. I enjoy so much riding the jeepneys. But on the way home, once a month, I do my big shopping. Now, I did big shopping back in November. So once a month, I do my big shopping, and I take a tricycle home. But I forgot when I went in November to do my big shopping, I forgot about Christmas gifts. So this year for Christmas, I bought 24 kilos of sauce and not so many kilos. I think 12 kilos of spaghetti. And I gave those out. So that would have weighed 24 kilos, is 48 pounds. And then 24 more pounds is 72 pounds together. 48 and 24, 58, 72 pounds. So I had 72 pounds of goods plus my bottle of water. But then I decided to buy 10 bags of coffee. What else did I buy? I bought a gallon of vinegar. So most of the times I go to the city, I go by jeepney. But this week, because I had to be in dress clothes, I didn't want to go on the jeepney with that nice white Philippine shirt. So I took the tricycle. That really hurt my pocket, boy. I was 350 pesos to get to the. I'm going to bang that pot tomorrow. I want my 350 pesos back. So, but I had to use the tricycle a few times this week, because one time I was running late, and one time they called for an emergency meeting, and I had to get there immediately. So, transportation is just killing me. Oh my God. I'm going to be crying crocodile tears tomorrow. I'm going to put on a show tomorrow that you'll never forget. I'm going to put on a show that you'll never forget tomorrow. So, good night, Scott. Oh, wait. All right, wait. No vacation, so let's show some consideration. Wordsmithing. Man, bear, pig. Backwards in the Philippines, no Epsom salts. Got to go All right, Man Bear, take care. John, all right. Good night, Man Bear Pig. Okay, good night. No. Man Bear Pig. He likes to do this. And he likes to give the thumbs up. Him and I Skype all the time with each other. And thanks for stopping by, Man Bear. So, I'm going to try to call Warren again. I did call him actually when I said I was going to call him, and it didn't even ring, and that never happened before. So I'm going to quit Skype. Oh no, I'm going to go back here. I'm going to try it again. Look, I'm pressing the button. All right, Warren's just not going to answer. The only message I got yesterday, Scott, and anybody else that's interested, is that Warren was supposed to get out. Actually, all right, he was going to get out of the ICU. Okay. That's because I tried that Skype. I don't know if anybody can. Look, it came back. Yeah, okay, thanks. Yeah, I see it came back. The numbers are coming back up. When I tried to do Skype, plus I have a video loading, this computer is just not strong enough. It doesn't have the, whatever it is, memory or RAM, whatever it is, it doesn't have it. And if I didn't have that video, I have a video. I found the Honeyman again. The Honeyman of Bahal, Ernie. What I gotta tell you, man, he's such a cool dude to hang out with. So I have a video of the Honeyman of Bahal with the real beehives and the real honey. It's actual honey that you could see the pollen and the. It's gonna at 9 o'clock tonight, Philippines time, 9 o'clock in the morning, I will post that video. I'll post them both at the same time. I'll post them both before I go to sleep tonight. And so anyway, Warren was supposed to be able to have gotten out of the ICU in order to talk to me this morning, which would have been 4-hour time difference. So he would have gotten out of, if he got out of the ICU at 9 o'clock in the morning, it would be 5 o'clock in my morning. And I started calling him up at 3 o'clock in the morning, but he didn't answer. So he's still in the ICU. But tomorrow we're going to have a birthday party, a little birthday for Warren. We'll sing happy birthday. I'll sing happy birthday. Daisy won't be singing happy birthday. She loves happy birthday. She just had a birthday. She's 26 years old now. And I did say hello to her for her birthday, and we had a nice conversation. Daisy, of course, she always says to say hello to everybody. And I think even there are members of my community here that have spoken with Daisy this week as well. And she enjoyed those conversations, by the way. So let's see, what else can we talk about? Let me see. I'll go to my notes because I haven't looked at my notes in a long time. Let me just open up my notes because I have notes. I'll answer that question in a minute. Scott. I will. And I will be that was my last note. I haven't looked at my notes the whole day because I had so much other topic matter to go over. here are my notes. Just this might have been the briefest set of notes I ever had. Hopefully, Warren will be out of the ICU on time for the show tomorrow, at least. We have a big NBI update tomorrow. I'm going to be posting that video in the morning. How to launch a complaint against someone, whether they're on your island or on a different island in the Philippines, because I now have the ability and understanding. And I went over the procedure yesterday, and the procedure to do that it's not as complicated as a walk around on a small aircraft. I'll tell you that. It's pretty simple. It's like 9 steps if you're going one way, criminal, and 8 or 10 steps if you're going civil. So I will be giving you an update on how to file a criminal complaint tomorrow. And then I will be launching okay, I put that. I know that should have been FOR. So I will be launching a kind of GoFundMe for my time and transportation costs to and from the NBI headquarters, which I think is, people are going to enjoy my videos. They should help me pay for my transportation. That's what I think. Dennis Adams, good night, John Escape. Thank you, John. John, this week, I'm going to be honest with you, I had no time. I only spoke with like 6 or 7 people on Skype, and I didn't have any time to call you. I will try to make that a point next time I go on Skype, John. Unless you want me to call you after the show, just let me know. Well, it's the honey. Okay. Well, you're going to see it. I can show it to you now, actually. Hold on. I'll show it to you what it looks like right now because it's loaded. But I just won't play the audio. It's loaded with, bee pollen, and bees keep a very clean hive. Are you kidding? But all the other stuff that was in there is all he siphons it out. I'll show it. I have a bottle. I bought a bottle. I bought a couple of bottles, but I gave the other ones away. It has a lot of the foreign matter in the honey, Scott, is the wings of the bee and pieces of the beehive that are chipped off, and could be because when they take the honey out of the hive, so the hive breaks apart. It's like sawdust. So this is what the honey looks like in its entirety. It's very thick. The syrup is very thick. Let's see how slow the bubble goes. Watch. I don't know what you guys can see. So I bought a couple of these. I saved that one for Daisy because I'll be sending out some of her stuff this week. And I myself don't really care one way or another if I have bee honey, pollen, bee honey. I like it, but it's not something I would go out of my way for, although it's available here. And he has the real beehives. I know what I was doing. I was finding the video. I want to show you the video. It's a pretty cool video, actually. That's the giant video. We're done with that. All right, and we go to videos, and then I can't show you the page. I can't show you my upload page until I open that video up. I have oh, Scott, that video, I sent out a video to Scott and just a few other people. That's why the title of the video is something I would prefer to keep, but it's a private video, and it will remain private until the hotel opens up. So just one-off video I did just so to let my friends know that I have friends. That's all. But it's not loading this page. I don't know why. All right. Maybe because I have a lot of history on up. I didn't clear my history in a long time. I don't know. Let me get rid of that crap. It's not loading. I just don't know. Now my history isn't even loading. Yeah. You know what it could be too? It could be I need to update. There might be some Microsoft updates because I've been loading. The computer's been turned on since yesterday morning, loading videos. Plus, I went to a bunch of channels. I got into this giants emerging everywhere, and I probably watched like 24 videos of that topic. And I found an Institute, and I don't remember what year it was,